Hey guys, welcome to our vlog. This is CNC. So I am Isaac and I'm joined with Joshua C, who is somewhere, I don't know. So yeah, we are CNC and hope you enjoy the vlog. Let's get started.
Hello, welcome to our vlog. I will be showing you today our healthy breakfast routine and what we'll be needing. We all need energy in our lives. That's why we have the energy system, which tells us what foods we need to consume in order to get the proper nutrients to go to the rest of our day. There are three main nutrients found in foods and drinks. First off are the carbohydrates, which turn into glucose and the main source of energy for our body. This can be acquired by foods such as bread or potatoes. The second nutrient is the fats, which contains fatty acids the body needs, which the body can't make itself, and absorbs other vitamins with the help of fats. This can be acquired by eggs, nuts, or cheese. The last main nutrients are the proteins, made up of amino acids or the building blocks of the body. Can be a fuel source of energy as well. This can be acquired by meat, fish, or poultry.
Okay, so while I bike in the background, and now that we have ate our breakfast, and now that we have fuel in our body, let's talk about how we use that fuel in our day-to-day lives. So, the fuel or our body needs fuel to move. Anything needs some sort of fuel to move, right? For our body, it's ATP or adrenaline triphosphate. It is a basically you can think of it as a currency of like here I pay you this much and now I get to physically move. So it helps us like maintain our body temperature. It helps us do physical movements and other metabolic processes in our bodies. So there are different ways to our bodies produce ATP that are used depending on what type of physical activity that we do. There's the ATP PCR system, the glycolytic system, and the oxidative system. So there are other terms for this. If you have heard aerobic and non-aerobic exercises, ATP PCR system and glycolytic system are the non-aerobic, while the oxidative is the aerobic system. So why is that? Well, the ATP PCR system is basically the system where where the muscles have the ATP or it's already stored in the cell. So you can think of it as it's already produced, it's just stored, and here it's available to use, but it's limited. That's why it's mostly used, or this is the first system that is used for short bursts of energy. For example, doing a big jump or doing a big swing. And just big burst of energy. This could usually last up to like 10 seconds before it switches to the next system, which is the glycolytic system. The glycolytic system is the system where we use glycolysis. You might already know this. Glycolysis uses carbohydrates or takes in carbohydrates to produce or to break down into glucose and to produce ATP. It produces this one cycle produces 2 ATP if you remember. So this system will last a bit longer than the ATP PCR, which is because it rapidly takes in these carbohydrates to produce it to more energy. And these two are the part of the non-aerobic. Then oxidative system, which includes the Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain, is included for the oxidative or aerobic system. It's aerobic because it needs oxygen. That's it. That's why it's oxygen because oxidative. So it needs O2 to function for the Krebs cycle, and that's why this system will is the system that is mostly used for long endurance or long energy usage. So, for example, you're doing a 20-minute jog. That is a long period of time, and that is why most of the energy derived from your body is through the oxidative system. Now, while I'm biking on the background, you can see that I'm cycling, and I'm cycling. I've already passed the ATP PCR, I've already passed the glycolytic systems. I'm now on the oxidative system where I just, it's just more of endurance. Now, I can still use the ATP PCR by doing big burst of energy throughout my biking because, that requires more energy. But right now, I'm mostly using the oxidative system. Of course, it's very hard to tell our body, oh hey, use the glycolytic system right now. We It's basically depending on what you train. So example, you do a lot of cardio, you do a lot of swimming, you do a lot of jogging, you do a lot of cycling. The system that is most trained for you will be the oxidative system, meaning you can use that system for an extended duration of time. You can just you can produce more energy in this system, because normally the oxidative system will produce the least amount of energy throughout, while the ATP-PCR is the highest. But for a well-trained athlete, the oxidative system may be a lot higher. Same thing with an athlete that is trained for burst movements. People that go do high jumps or long jumps, both these may have a higher ATP-PCR energy output than normal humans or average people. Same thing with people that go to the gym. They do repetitive movements, bringing up and down the dumbbells, for example. That is mostly using the glycolytic system because that's like movements up to 1 minute, right? So most of their energy output would be on the glycolytic system. So a well-trained or a well-balanced exercise routine will train all three. Or if you want to train a specific one, you can train it by doing the related exercise. So example, you want to train the oxidative system, then you go for jogs. The more you do jogs, the daily jogs you do, the less you're gonna get tired throughout those jogs. The longer you can run. Same thing with ATP PCR. If you're doing high jumps, long jumps, and you're taking rest in between and letting yourself rest before each set, then you'll be training the ATP PCR where after a week you'll be jumping even higher, jumping even longer. So that's why it's important to know which or where you stand or what you want to train. So anyways, as I finish my biking session, let's move on to our recovery meal. So after the workout that you do, it depends. You can have a post or recovery meal. A recovery meal can be varied, but it's usually just a quick snack that you can eat. Usually this can be rice cake or the such. Right here I have like a small muffin that I have just eaten as my dog stares at me. So have fun looking at my dog as well. So this recovery meal just helps us recover the carbohydrates that was used during glycolysis to give us from the energy that was produced to produce our ATP, so that we can do the physical movements required during our workouts. So anyways, let's move on to the next part, where we'll be exploring how dance can also be a form of exercise and workout.
Dancing is not only for expressing something. It has a lot of benefits regarding our physical health, fitness, and mentality. A lot of benefits, including our endurance and muscular strength, are improved. We also can improve our agility and flexibility by dancing. In the mental department, it can bring us confidence and self-esteem. Believe it or not, dancing is shown or proven to lift up our mood and reduce stress.
In addition to that, dancing can also be a great cardio workout because dancing will involve accelerating certain parts of your muscles, certain body parts, and while others stop. So the stopping and accelerating, decelerating motions makes it a great cardio workout because it's dynamic. Makes it a dynamic workout instead of like a jog. Well, in a jog, you can also modify it. For example, after you do a 50-meter run, you do a 50-meter sprint, and then another 50-meter walk. You can do that as well. But in dancing, you not only do dynamic cardio, but you also train your flexibility in some ways. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, hope you learned something, especially how to formulate your exercise routine and consider dance as part of that exercise routine, as well as including the what type of diet and combining what recovery as well as post-workout meal that you should do to train your metabolic systems. So, hope you enjoyed and have a great day.